Hello everyone. We're just starting the event in a few minutes. Kindly maintain the deadline. The voice of today's youth defines the ways of choice to create the desired future, and it finds expression when it is provided a concrete support on a stable and centered platform. Greetings and warm afternoon to everyone present here. I, Anukampa Preacher, as the host and moderator of today's event, extend a very warm welcome to Madam Dean, Dr. Praveen Arora, Madam Organizer, Dr. Jyotna Osar, Dr. Navneet Joshi, Mr. Sunny Seth, Ms. Anjali Madar, and Ms. Ekta Babu. I also welcome students present here to the panel discussion of I Think 2022. Continuing the culture of panel discussion, we are once again back with a panel of esteemed panelists who are already and set to launch the discussion on a trending but not so popular topic, metaverse, the one yet to be or virtual invitation. The metaverse is a collection of every virtual world built in the blockchain technology. They can be gaming planets or NFT galleries, curated lands, or digital streets. The main thing to always remember when you think about metaverse is that it is not one place. It is the aggregate of digital spaces that people are calling the next iteration of the internet. I hope you all did not understand the term privacy because that's what our panelists are here for, to educate you all even more about the terms I just used. Now, I would like to invite the dignified panelists of the esteemed panel on the stage. The first panelist we have with us is Parth Agarwal from BBA second year. Welcome, Parth. Moving on to the next panelist, we have Bhavya Gupta from BBA second year. Welcome, Bhavya. The third panelist for today is Dhairya Kharbanda from BBA second year. Welcome, Dhairya. Moving on to the next panelist, we have Ruchi Dua from BBA second year. Welcome, Ruchi. Our fifth panelist for today is Ash Sharma from BBA second year. Welcome, Ash. Now, I would like to invite Sakshi Khatri from BBA second year. Welcome, Sakshi. A seventh panelist of the day is Vaibhav Gupta from BBA second year. Welcome, everyone. Lastly, our final panelist of the day is Kushan Sethi from the BBA second year. Welcome, Kushan. I would request everyone to welcome our panelists with a huge round of applause. To initiate the discussion over the topic, I would like to take permission from Madam Organizer, Dr. Jyotsna Oswal. Ma'am, maybe? Ma'am, maybe? So without further ado, I would like one of our panelists to initiate the discussion with a crisp start.
So thank you, Anupama. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Parth Agarwal, and I would like to start the discussion on Metaverse, the Volume 3. So Facebook changed its company name to Meta because they are planning on building something called the Metaverse. And I don't think that enough people are talking about this. It's going to change my life. It's going to change yours. So we need to understand what it is, why people are excited about it, but then how it also has the potential to end the society as we know it. So the whole concept of Metaverse is that throughout history, we have been moving towards more and more engaging mediums. We have gone from text to photo to video. We have gone from reading books and newspapers to now spending most of our spare time watching reels on the internet. And Metaverse is what comes next. An internet that you are not just looking at through your screen, but you are actually inside of it. A living, everlasting virtual universe. That is the metavision of the Metaverse achieved through a combination of augmented reality and virtual reality, which, as Meta has said, they will subsidize the cost of in an effort to get as many people on this planet to be part of the Metaverse. Now, there are some undeniable positives, like just to get the obvious ones out of the way, the Metaverse will allow you to live out your fantasies. In one single evening, you could be slaying your enemies in hand-to-hand combat. You could be jumping off a cliff or diving underwater, all with incredible realism, but with the reassurance that we don't feel safe at home. Metaverse is also going to massively change learning. You know how we find going to libraries and searching information through the books very old-fashioned? Because people Google exactly what you want. Well, Metaverse is going to make Googling it seem exactly as old-fashioned. Because now you will be able to learn about things by just touching them or even looking at them. And you will be able to do that in a much more visually interactive manner. So this whole Metaverse thing has a pretty great sales pitch. The ability to teleport to anywhere, the ability to be together with anyone, and to create and experience anything. But I think it's a little scary. There are a few things that I think we need to be mindful of, like the data. Now, let's be honest, Facebook has had a pretty rocky relationship with how it has handled user data in the past. And that's from an era where we were still somewhat separate from our digital selves. But in this case, where our profiles are not just some holiday photos that we choose to share, but literally everything we do in the Metaverse, we are going to have to put a whole new level of trust in a company that doesn't exactly reveal how they use this information. Something potentially even scarier than the data problem is now companies will be able to create virtual experiences that feel completely indistinguishable to the real ones. I mean, on one hand, it is a miracle, but isn't it a little bit alarming that we are already being shown predominantly the content that we agree on or that we choose to see? So the last thing I'm going to say about this topic is that Metaverse is not like one moment it's there and suddenly it's not. And it's not the question of if we are going to get there or how we are going to get there. Metaverse is actually here and it's only going to keep evolving. So this was all from my side. Back to you, Anupama.
Thank you, Parth, for this wonderful introduction. Metaverse is touted to be a technology that could expand the capabilities of the human and will be the future of humanity. To elaborate this thought and how it's going to affect us, I will take this discussion forward. I'd like one of our panelists to explain the scope of metaverse.
Hello, Anukampa. You rightly mentioned that some people believe that metaverse will be the future of humanity as well as the successor of internet. Our industry loves trendy words, and currently everyone is talking about metaverse. The idea behind metaverse has been around for some time, but it directly links the recent advances in tech, like the 5G services. Recently, though, many companies have tried to build their own worlds and metaverses that models our reality and even go beyond it. But this word was made popular again by Facebook, which rebranded their company's name towards Meta, saying that they wanted to adopt metaverse, as earlier Parth mentioned. Some experts also describe metaverse as internet that you are inside of and then just looking at. So everyone, I'm counting on you all to imagine that you are sitting in your room and meeting up your friends and family and doing almost everything you want to do, like shopping in a mall with your family, or studying with a group of friends, or even taking your girlfriend out for a long walk. So, how did it sound? Isn't it a cool stuff? Yeah. So before starting about what is metaverse and how it's going to impact our life, I would like to know from you all that have you ever played the game named Pokemon Go? Anyone? Yo, that's a huge number. So have you ever imagined that how those artificial Pokemons get mixed up with the real world elements? Yes, it's because of technology of metaverse named augmented reality. It is spreading its way in almost every possible industry, and it will not be an exaggeration saying that it started to create its digital presence as an extension of its physical presence for love, or money, or everything. So the list of its applications could be a long one, starting from healthcare, medicine, military, education, and many more. Within the metaverse, people use avatars to interact with themselves, communicate with others, or even build a community together. So basically, the whole digital world is like a model where every shop is having its own currency, its own value, and its own content. For example, if you buy a virtual Ferrari from a Ferrari virtual store, you can drive that car anywhere over the virtual world, even in different places, in different settings. Like you're sitting in your room, getting those headsets and camera, and driving to the streets of Amsterdam. Whoa. Now, I would like to share some two movie examples that will help you to understand metaverse better. The first one I mention is the Ready One Player. I hope you haven't heard the name before. Let me first read you up, then I have a video for you all. Yeah, so it's a Victor novel that is set in 2025, where the whole world is destroyed because of outbreak and COVID. And people take refuge in an oasis, which is a virtual game where everyone has their own currency and do whatever they want to do. So can I have a video, please?
I gotta take that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid. My mom too. And I ended up here, sitting in my tiny corner of nowhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the oasis.
I'm sure that you will all going to watch this movie after this panel discussion. Now, my second movie is one of the most underrated films of Bollywood over the last decade. Any guesses? Yes, absolutely. Can so this is a Ravan where it's a virtual game where the person fights versus evil named Ravan in the virtual surroundings. So, as far as concluding my statements, I would just say that the employment of our augmented reality and virtual reality has made a remarkable impact over the hospitals and industry, where the patients get a more practical exposure of how they are treated. Even in educational industry, they get easier way of learning the things. And as far as the gaming is concerned, as I earlier also mentioned, you will just not play the game, you will be experiencing it. So I believe that metaverse is something where anything that you can think can exist. And creating a still metaverse will take a lot of time. Thank you and back to you, Dr.
Thank you, Dheeraj, for enlightening us. Since we have some knowledge about metaverse, do you know that e-commerce also plays an important role in metaverse? You believe me? Well, we have got it covered. I would like to request one of our panelists to tell us about the same.
Thank you, Anukampa. Hello, everyone. I'm Ruchi Dora, and I'd like to take this opportunity to enlighten you on the role of e-commerce within Metaverse. Let's start with what is Metaverse, as our panelists have already traveled. Now, I believe what would have sounded like science fiction just a few years ago, the world is rather getting close to building into reality. Metaverse. Term is fast becoming a buzzword in tech and as well as in business. But do we actually know what it means? We have sure heard tech CEOs like Satya Nadella or Mark Zuckerberg talk about it, but we're still not sure what it really is. Maybe it's the next stage of the internet. Maybe it's a video game. Maybe it's something else. It's really hard to see. Advocates from niche startups to tech giants have argued that this lack of coherence is the reason that metaverse is still being built and it's too new to define what it means. But whatever of initial development has been on, people refer it to as a space where you can have a cartoon, avatar version of yourself representing you into the virtual. Well, I believe it is with no doubt that it is surely a one get to do. But I also believe that it is with no doubt that it is going to be the biggest hit of this generation once it is fully fledged developed. Now, I personally also it's because through my research, I have found that people are already buying all sorts of lands, properties, and accessories within it. Now, being a business student, always curious to know about what's going into the business world, I think that it's going to change the e-commerce game completely. Now, you may ask how. Well, let's start with some examples. I'm sure we all may have heard about the famous Punjabi singer Dareen Hangi. Have we? So he has got a land, a property within Metaverse and has even organized a concert in it. Might sound stupid to some of you, believe me, it sounded to me too initially. But people actually showed up with their avatars and participated well enough to have a great time. Now talking about e-commerce and how big brands show feel and trust in the same. Nike has sold a pair of virtual shoes for a whopping $186,000. Can we have the slide, please? You can have a look at it. And people are buying it at a stage where they cannot even use it. They'll come handy to them as and when metaverse develops side by side. Now we have talked about entertainment, we have talked about accessories. Let's talk about tourism within e-commerce. Now, I think we can all agree that while booking hotels for our holiday fun trips, we have to solely book them relying on the photos that are available on the web. And that's just it. We cannot experience it, we cannot experience the infrastructure, we cannot experience the ambience within it. Now, but with metaverse, it's possible. Atlantis has, can we have the slide too? Atlantis has created a space for its users where they can experience as what would be like if they were there. Now, metaverse allows you to experience things which are actually in the real, but it also allows you to experience things which are not really practical. Like when you cannot experience flying all over Dubai and appreciating its beauty, can you? No, right? So, slide change. So you can experience it now with metaverse. Please have a look at it. Now, I think that coming from a person who's not really into tech, but this thing has really intrigued me, and actually, I believe it's really awesome. But I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to safety and regulation, because as and when metaverse develops, it will have all our details or our expressions or simply our data. So I think it's really necessary that there should be some regulations for the safe practicing environment of it. Thank you so much. Back to you, Kamala.
Thank you for your insightful words, Ruchi. Now that we know about the scope of metaverse and role of e-commerce, I wonder what impact it has on its users and society. I would like to request one of our panelists to tell us about the same.
Thank you, Anupama. I would like to take this opportunity to elaborate myself. The metaverse is here and it is already transforming the way how we see the world and participate in it. Many of us sitting here would agree upon me that every materialistic thing in this world have dual aspects. Similarly, the metaverse have positive as well as negative impact on the society and its users. Metaverse can be the most revolutionary tool in the field of education. It will dramatically boost e-learning with virtual environment, making more lifelike and immersive. Suppose, as a science student, you are studying solar systems. With traditional methods of teaching, you can learn it by diagrams, but all of us do not have such imagination to think. Now imagine, you wear your AR headsets and you can be at planets, suns, moons, any universe you can imagine with a fraction of time. You can conceptualize yourself with the new learnings. The business world is in awe of metaverse, as it has given a new and innovative face to the marketing and storytelling. People like storytelling, and it tells more much about the brand than the simple logos and punchlines. As a student of management, from a corporate perspective, it is see it as a massively scale opportunity, as many big retailers such as Nike, Reliance can set up a common virtual hub where all the commodities from all over the world can be placed for all the people all over the world. But it is to be remembered, with all the eligible things, there comes a cost which we all have to pay. One of the concern about metaverse is that it how easy it is to lose the track of time when we get into it. Many people who are exposed to metaverse for a long period of time lose their sense of attachment and ability to think out of the VR boxes and the real reality in the world. Just remember, the books that we study to gain knowledge and impart knowledge through innovation, creativity, and technology, it can be only put into a wider way if it will be covered with the possible things, love, and the passion for humanity. Metaverse still has a very, very long way to go, and it will be very early to speculate the gains and the knowledge about it. Thank you. Back to you, Anupama.
Thank you for catching the audience so well, Emma. Well, I have a question from my audience. Who here likes to use Snapchat? Kindly raise your hands, please. I'm sure I do. Well, we are familiar with the characters on Snapchat, right? Like emoji, also known as emoji and avatars. And similarly and interestingly, Metaverse also has these avatars. And I would like to request the panelists to tell us about the same.
Well, thank you, Anupama. I would like to take this further. As my fellow panelists mentioned, Metaverse is a digital world in which you can totally immerse yourself. And the most dominant form in Metaverse is actually avatars because of their ability to replicate real world movements using sensors. But what exactly is an avatar in Metaverse? And what can we do with it? Since Metaverse is a social as well as 3D environment, it becomes necessary for all of us to represent ourselves to others. And here is when Metaverse avatar comes into the picture. You're not constrained by weather, territory, or any other aspects of physicality. The avatar might look like almost anything you imagine. It might look like you doing real world is completely different from you. Different companies have different implementations of the avatar system. For instance, some companies may use systems where avatars are just a head and torso floating in reasonably simplistic form, while some other companies may use photorealistic avatars, almost lifelike, where facial movements, body gestures could be easily supported within the system. Next slide. Now, moving on to some of the real life examples of metaverse, I would like to discuss about Horizon Workrooms. Horizon Workrooms is a virtual meeting space introduced by Facebook, where an underlying virtual reality helps you join meetings as 3D avatars. The Horizon Workroom aims to leverage virtual reality as a new computing platform that will reimagine the future of work. One more similar kind of example is of Microsoft Meta. Well, Microsoft Meta offers mixed reality experiences that allows you to connect, collaborate, and share with your coworkers in an immersive, near natural virtual environment. With Mesh, you can create AI-enabled 3D avatars, visualize and annotate content, and at the same time, you can do a lot more things to explain certain features. Presently, the Mesh experience is available for HoloLens as well as for all space VR users. This also reminds me of a famous brand, Gucci. So, how many of you are aware about this brand or have used this product? Well, quite a large number. So, it's digital only bag. I repeat, digital only bag Diances was sold at a higher price than its physical version in an auction on Roblox, which is a leading gaming platform. So, in spite of knowing the very fact that this could not be transferred to the real world, it was sold at a higher price. Not only this, but in fact, our country is also moving towards metaverse and launched the 5G was one step towards it. For instance, GeoGlass, which I think some of you must have heard about. GeoGlass is a smart glass product that uses 3D avatars, holographic content, and special video conferencing features to make virtual space much more attractive. And to experience all of this, we just need to connect the device to our smartphones and we are all set to go. The application of GeoGlass varies across various industries, including education, media, entertainment, as well as shopping. All this shows that metaverse is soon to grow in popularity. And future has fantastic things in store for this. Like Airtel also teamed up with Apollo Hospitals. Next slide, please. Wherein they connected 5G connected ambulances, which has onboard cameras, camera-based head players, and body cams for paramedic staff. And all these life-saving applications are further enabled with virtual reality as well as augmented reality technology. Companies are dabbling with augmented reality, 5G environment to curate immersive experiences. However, there's one important question that needs to be answered. That in which form will metaverse ultimately take place? Will it be open to all just like the internet is? Or will it be more of a gated experience only in the hands of few companies? Probably something that needs to be addressed before metaverse becomes the reality of our society. On that note, I would like to end my discussion. Over to you, Anupama.
Thank you for your insightful words, Sakshi. Along with metaverse, there is another term, which is NFTs in likeness nowadays too. I would like one of our panelists to take a role and tell us more about the role of NFTs in metaverse.
Thank you, Anupama. I would like to elaborate the same. So, metaverse isn't anything a company builds. Rather, it's the next chapter of the internet overall. As rightly said by Mark Zuckerberg, the co-founder of Facebook and presently the CEO of Meta Platform. The man who is one of the most insightful person, the one who in many ways have kicked off the hype for the metaverse. So, metaverse can be clearly defined in many popular games like you all have played, like Fortnite, Minecraft, Pokemon Go, and the game creation platform Roblox, which since it has came into its existence, has been significantly promoting the term metaverse. Now, talking about the current scenario, Meta is building a VR social stage, while Roblox is busy integrating some client-based computer games, while some other organizations are just focusing on reviving their broken game universes that ends up getting NFTs done. So now, what is a NFT? Does someone have an idea? Someone in the audience? Yes, as rightly said. So NFT is a non-fungible token, and it is a digital asset that reflects real-time assets and can be present in the form of music, videos, art, or in-game tools. Now, to familiarize you all what NFT actually means, just think of cryptocurrency or cryptographic tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum. You all must have heard of. Yes. Okay. So NFTs are very similar to these tokens. Just a basic difference is that an NFT is not mutually interchangeable and so are not fungible. So this means that unlike cryptocurrencies, you cannot buy and sell a NFT on the move. Rather, a proper auction and bidding is conducted for the same. Now, talking about the history of the NFT, the first known NFT, Quantum, was created by Kevin McCoy and Anil Dash in back May 2014. At that time, it was basically a video that was recorded by McCoy's wife, Jennifer, and it was later registered in a Namecoin blockchain and sold to Dash for a mere dollar four. Later, this video was presented in 7-on-7 conferences held at the New Museum, New York. And at that time, this technology was referred to as monetized graphics. But it is actually a non-fungible token in our one and only metaverse. So here, I just want to quote a small example of CryptoKitties. So CryptoKitties was a very successful online blockchain back in 2017, and its investments was raised a whopping $12.5 million. And with some of its virtual kitties selling over $1 lakh each. It is not shocking that a virtual kitty is selling over $1 lakh. Like, why are we earning them just to spend on a virtual cat and that to a hefty amount of $1 lakh? It's very surprising to me, and you all must be. But this was one of the main reasons by which NFTs got the much needed public attention. Since then, the NFT market grew rapidly. In the year 2020, the market got a very rapid hike by getting its value tripling to $250 millions. And in just the first 3 months of 2021, more than $200 million were invested in the NFT market. Talking about another example is Logo. So Logo, you all must have heard of, who have some idea about gaming and streaming platform. So Logo is India's largest and the biggest streaming and gaming platform, which just recently has launched its NFT named Logo Legends. So Logo Legends is India's first platform for esports, which Logo has launched. So Logo said that it is democratizing gaming popularity in the country, and it will allow users to own and have esports collectibles so that they can change their fandom of esports and experience the thrill by stepping into the shoes of esports by themselves. So just to end my discussion, I want to conclude that metaverse is here, and it's not only transforming how we see the world, rather how we perceive. Thank you. That was from my side. Back to you, Arun.
Thank you, Mohit. I'm sure the audience must have gained some knowledge about NFTs. Challenges are what makes life more interesting. And to make this discussion more engrossing, I will request one of our panelists to pour some knowledge into the curious minds of our audience about the challenges of metaverse and how we can overcome them.
Thank you, Anupama. Metaverse can bring enormous users together, making it a great place to interact and exchange. We can still very challenging these topics. These are some challenges that we will be facing. First is identity. Have you ever thought a friend whom are you talking online is still interesting as online in real life too? The same thing might happen in metaverse as it is only visible with avatar. It will be very difficult to even prove you are who you are. Instead, another person or bot trying to mimic your existence. You will need different verification methods like facial scanning, etc. for authentication and to overcome this problem. Ownership. There is not anyone's metaverse. Soon there will be hundreds and then thousands and then maybe millions. So this Facebook is building a metaverse. Minecraft another. Roblox has a one. Fortnite another. Then Pokemon Go, etc. Can it be there be only one metaverse? The answer is straight no. While these metaverses is covered with massive walls around them, we need to minimize these walls to make metaverse a fruitful future. Hardware. Right now, metaverse is metaverse is heavily dependent on virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality technologies and devices. Most of these are not lightweight, portable, and affordable. So metaverse cannot be a wide-scale adoption. Apart from hardware accessibility, the main challenge lies in having a high quality and high performance devices that can achieve a right retina display and pixel density for realistic virtual immersion. Accessibility. The another massive hurdle is accessibility. VR is not an easy medium to interact with, though it provides a wonderful virtual immersion. Also, it is way too expensive. It is not very comfortable to wear headsets for long hours. On the other hand, AR is much more accessible but lacks VR immersiveness. So we have to search for a middle ground to overcome this problem. Laws and jurisdiction. Metaverse is bound to bring enormous users together, making it a great place to interact and exchange. However, it might make users vulnerable if no new laws regulate these boundaries. Metaverse is not going to exist in real location. It is a virtual world beyond international boundaries. That's it from my side. Over to you.
Thank you, Arch. That seemed quite challenging. Let's now converse about Web 3.2 and how corporates are perceiving it. I'd like to introduce quickly our final panelist to take over the discussion and share his thoughts.
Thank you, Anupama. Now let's talk about Web 3.0. What is Web 3.0? Web 3.0 is the latest internet technology, being the next generation of internet. It is that version of internet that interconnects data in a decentralized way. As a result, it makes user experience more faster and more personalized. And interestingly, it has been tailored with the help of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and semantic web. And moreover, it has a layer of blockchain technology that provides security and keeps your data safe and secure. And about metaverse, then it is a part of Web 3.0. So there would be no interventions, neither of government nor of private giants like Facebook, Google, etc. And now let's talk about how corporates could use metaverse. So in these four walls, we got four elements. We got humans, we got objects, we got organization, and all these three elements have been submerged in some or the other scenario. And in metaverse, these elements would be meta-human, meta-objects, meta-organization, and meta-scenarios. So why did these elements change? Anyone from the audience? No problem, I will tell you. So there are so many mathematical concepts and principles that business organizations are not able to apply. So they are not able to predict the short-term behavior. But in case of meta cities, meta organization, and meta enterprises, they would be able to run multiple experiments and follow the trial and error approach. So, like just picture, there is a pool of experiments. Business organizations will be able to pull out the successful ones and plug it in.
into the real world. And about economics, the concepts and principles of economics won't be applicable in metaverse because their artificial intelligence would be controlling things. So now you may wonder, Bhushan, what are these things? These things are the meta scenarios. So for example, in our real world, supply creates its own demand. But in that synthetic world, demand would be able to fabricate its corresponding supply. So we would need meta-economics as well. Last but not the least, management. So the principles and concepts of management will not be valid in metaverse because there we would be dealing with meta-humans and meta-objects. So the difference should be with the degree of control that we would be having. So for example, the degree of control that we had in online classes or online meetings and the degree of control that we have in offline meetings is very wide. And online meetings are perceived as augmented reality. And augmented reality has been very well explained by my fellow panelists here in Urbanda. So now let's watch one video.
You're an artist. You make one song and it's up to $1 as an NFT. In your smart contract, you add that every time your song gets sold, you make 80% with 20% going to the seller. Let's say we buy your song for $1 and we sell it to someone else for $1. In this case, you, the artist, make $1 from the initial sale and 80 cents from the second sale, while we also make 20 cents. And this can go on and on. Every time your song is sold, you get 80% of it automatically in your digital wallet. No Spotify involved, no Apple Music involved, no label involved. Not only do
So in conclusion, metaverse is the new reality, and the sooner we accept, the better it is. So this was from my side. Thank you.
example,
Over to you.
imagine you're an artist. You make one song, percent of it automatically in your digital wallet.
Thank you, Bhushan. You really set the tone for the day. The panel is now open for questions. Kindly ask if you have any. Yes, Jessica. Can someone give the mic, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is that are regulators ready for metaverse? Well, I would like to answer this. So there is no denying the fact that metaverse is taking us to the threshold of the virtual world, but there are still many challenges that regulators need to cope with. For instance, one of the major concerns is data privacy. So regulators need to ensure that proper data privacy and security methods are developed so as to create a safer metaverse. And also, I can't mention, country governments need to be setting up virtual legal domains within which the activities of metaverse could be performed. And all these things would take time, but gradually regulators would be ready for metaverse. I hope that answers you.
Thank you, Sakshi. Well, I have a question to ask. You talked about obvious benefits like expressions and teleportation. So, what are the benefits metaverse has on the environment?
So that's a good question. So I would like to take an example. So let's say the production of a real car, for example, can quite easily result in 20 tons of carbon dioxide emissions, while the production of a virtual car, 0.00000000. And that gap in emissions only gets greater when we think of potentially using that car. I mean, I get that the idea of a virtual car is very odd and not at all comparable to the real deal. But in metaverse, we have teleportation. So physical cars are just as useless as virtual cars. So apart from teleportation, experiences, knowledge, metaverse is also going to impact the environment in a big way.
Thank you, Pal. My next question would be from Heather. Heather, you explained the the scope of metaverse. But what are your personal views about it?
See, sometimes it seems like an imaginary magical fantasy, like someone is dancing on the moon or riding a unicorn. But on the other side of the coin, the users claim that wearing those headsets and glasses causes headaches and motion sickness. And as far as augmented reality is concerned, and virtual reality is concerned, we all watch 3D movies, right? And after watching the recent Adi trailer, we see that the quality of virtual reality is not up to the mark in India right now. So I believe that the metaverse economy would be 10 times bigger economy than the current world is having in the near future. And I believe that it will create world into a more robust economy where people can do anything with such time. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. Any other questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask Ruchi, like you explained the concept very well. But my question to you is that, do you think that COVID-19 in some way has impacted the development of internet when we talk about metaverse?
Oh, definitely, it has affected it. But global health crises we have experienced lately for let's say last some 2 years, we have been interacting with people online who are physically present with us. We are attending school online, college online, doing office work online. So people have gotten comfortable in the way, and rather than being a constantly demanding content, it has even increased because people are demanding more multi-dimensional lifelike online virtual experience.
So where do you see this metaverse going? Like, what's your view? Whether it has really a future scope or is it another game that will really change the world?
No, it's definitely a future scope as the topic is, it's definitely a one yet to read. So yeah, that's about it.
Any other question? Okay, so we have learned that metaverse. So would you like to ask a question?
Wanted to know, is there any possibility to conduct accounting classes on metaverse? I'm just curious about. Any possibility? Anybody want to? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So we have learned that metaverse can open up opportunities for businesses and individuals. It can be the ultimate place for working together, owning assets, entertainment, and many more. Many companies are already working on various projects. However, it will still need time until it fully gets developed. Hence, we can say that metaverse is the goal yet to be. It's now time to honor the people who are behind the success of this event. First of all, I would like to invite the overall coordinator of I-Think 2022. Sorry. I would like to invite Sunny sir, Navneet Joshi sir, Jyotsna ma'am, and Priyanka ma'am for giving the mementos, and Sachin sir also for giving the mementos. Please. Okay, so first of all, I would like to invite the overall coordinator of I-Think 2022 and thank him for all his deep support. Please welcome Utkarsh Sharma with a huge round of applause. It is now time to call the panelists. Please welcome Parth Agarwal with a huge round of applause.
Congratulations, Parth. It's time to welcome Bhavya Gupta with a huge round of applause. Congratulations, Bhavin, you really set the tone for the game. The another panelist for the day is Dhairy Kharbanda. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. Congratulations, Dhairy. It's time to welcome the backbone of the event, the moderator, Anukampa Kukreja. Please welcome her with a big round of applause. Congratulations, Anukampa. You really managed very well. Another panelist of the day, Ruchi Dua. Please welcome her with a big round of applause as well. Congratulations, Ruchi. It's time to invite Ansh Sharma to receive the honors. Congratulations, Ansh. Our next panelist is Sakshi Khatri. Please welcome her with a big round of applause as well. It's time to call upon Vaibhav. Please welcome him with a big round of applause as well. Last but not the least, I would like to call upon Bhushan Sethi to receive the award.
Thank you so much. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of I Think 2022. I would like to thank all of you present here for investing your time on this Monday afternoon. We could not have done it without you. Thank you so much and have a night.
Feedback from Bhalna, you can answer. Please fill the feedback.
But feedback form has been circulated in your groups. Kindly fill that, please.
Thank